It's Friday the 3rd of December 2021. Hold it up higher. Ready? So today is Friday. It's December 3rd and it is approximately 11 a.m. And tomorrow, December 4th by 3 p.m. Delores will be running.
Look, I put you in a...
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. You see what's in the background here. Beautiful Delores. And man, such a nice day for December 4th today. And you know, in a previous video you seen me working on Delores and getting the shift shaft kind of figured out somewhat, and kind of planning for the clutch shaft. We're going to try and get that done today. But we're gonna knock out a bunch of these ridiculous fuel lines and get a fuel line going to the primary filter here, and get the valve covers off this today. Make sure the injectors aren't stuck. Fix up the battery box, get it back in. I just picked up a load of batteries. Let's see if you can see those over there. Yep, there's a load of batteries over there on that trailer. Didn't really want to have to buy batteries today, but well, you know, you gotta have them if you want to wind it up. Anyhow, so that's going to be the plan. We're gonna undo the fuel line from this bad tank, plug it off, take the return line out, get that fuel line off the good tank over there that I already cleaned, and get that menagerie of fuel transfer valve and all that stuff out of there, and run me just a single line over to that tank, and maybe put 10 gallons in there, and we'll get the fuel system flowing. We'll use an electric fuel pump just like I always do. We'll get the fuel system flowing for, you know, 20-30 minutes. We'll get it rolling in there while I put the starter on and find some wiring to get the thing to start, and well, we'll just get after it. All right, so a couple things going here. We got some wiring down here that we have to move out of the way. We got to get the starter off of this is a resistor, or it could be just a heat bar. So when you bang on the starter, you know, these glow reds that have shortened out the wiring, but we're probably not going to use those. Got this old power steering line we're going to get out of here. There's a couple of them. We'll get those out. We got one line right here that was a power steering line. This engine does not have a power steering pump. We'll have to get one. So for the initial startup and running of this truck, we're not going to have power steering. We also have to get a pancake and clamp for that front brake. To get that, we may use this line here as a fuel line today. We'll see how that goes. We get the starter off 12E92, bring it over, put it on, move the wiring out of the way. We'll run some new battery cables. May have to go to Tractor Supply and gain access to some. We'll just roll over there. You know, when you've already killed your clothes and you've been outside in the schmutz for just like 35 minutes, you know it's going to be one of those days. So what I did is I got the fuel line off the bottom of this tank, and I got the menagerie unconnected from this side. So we'll go over to this side, get the menagerie disconnected from over there. We'll cut these lines off, and maybe we'll use that hydraulic line for a fuel line. Them all loose in there. This tank, I can tell you this tank has stuff in it. So maybe I should. I'll just take the lines off of this. We'll roll the tank up halfway and then take this line off. So here we're going to use Cyclo breakaway. You guys know that I'm a big fan of that anyways. We're just going to lube all this stuff up. Then we're going to likely take those bolts out too. Get rid of that mount. If not, we'll just take the pins out. All right, so we're gonna get underneath here and get this old power steering line hooked up to the fuel tank. And believe me, if it'll take transmission oil, it'll take diesel fuel. Okay. All right, so this is good here. We'll take this line off, and this will be the line we use. This will be the line from the tank. This will be the line from the pump. Whoops, we're gonna dump some diesel fuel out real quick. We'll just hang on to that line for a minute. We'll and again, we're only going to put about 10 gallons in this tank. We're going to use this pump right here. This is my pump that I use to do all of my fuel transfers and pour diesel fuel all over my mat and stuff. So, you know, there's that. So frustrating to make that big of a mess when you really shouldn't even have made any mess. But anyhow, I got to move Trisha forward. So I'm going to clean up this pile and slide her on up. Is a normal amount to put on yourself. I love that my track mat is full of diesel fuel. That makes me happy. Getting after this concrete pad here with some soap and water later. Maybe Monday, I don't know how it'll end up. We'll let Trisha build up some air pressure, then we'll scoot it up and see what happens. I'll get back with you. Well, that'll... All right, let's see what happens. Well, we got the pump transferring some fuel right now. It goes pretty good. It's probably gonna do 10 gallons a minute. We'll put 20-25 gallons in. We can always suck it out if we have to. Can't really see how much is in there. We'll let it go for another minute or so. Let me get a light. That ought to be able to do it. There's probably 20 gallons in there. Well, we're gonna grab these couple of bolts out of here, and then we're gonna grab the starter off this, take it outside, and we'll put it on Delores. But look how nice it is to be able to take the starter in one hand, right? You ain't gonna do that with those old school starters. We'll probably get an oil pan for this because this says oil pan leak. First I'm going to clean the schmutz off it. When I do the oil change, I'm going to clean the schmutz off of the pan and before I put the oil in it, I'm going to epoxy that hole and see if it stays. It may not. Really should have put that upside down, and I may switch that around. I don't know. Looks fine. Get some battery cables. We'll get the battery box in, and then we'll put the batteries in it, and then we'll see about what kind of cables we have. We may not have any. We might have to go out to TSC and figure out how to rig up some cables. I'm going to just clean up these holes with a little penetrating oil just to give it some rust preventative, because you know I'm always yelling about that when other people do stuff and they don't do anything to stop the rust. So I'm gonna put a little oil on there, give it a break. So let me see what I can find as far as these aluminum spacers. I have two. Should be two more somewhere. And let's get after this battery box. All right, so I'm just gonna set this up in there for right now and see if we can smash my fingers. All right, we're just gonna look and see what these bolts do. I don't have any nuts, but oh boy. And it's gonna be fine. We're gonna have to get some more rubber anyways, and but for now I think that'll be fine. We gotta get this washer down below there. All right, yep, that's fine. We'll keep going. Don't know what happened to the rest of my bolts. Oh, they's in my pocket. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna have two with washers, two without, and no nuts. Perfect. All right, so same mechanism over here. We'll use this front one. We'll have this front one with the nut on it. And then we'll use this one with no washer. We'll just stick that in there for looks. We don't have any nuts anyways, so this will just be to keep the batteries from falling over, I guess. We'll straighten this rod up and take this off, and then take the top off, and then we'll set the batteries in the thing. All right. Oh, hey. I just found the other rubber. That's fancy. So this is going to come off. There we go. We'll set that right here. And then this rod we'll be fine where it's at. Take this. We'll get this set in here like so. And then I wish we had that other big washer, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. All right. Now we'll set some batteries in there. Yeah, I'm recording. All right. So we're going to do it with it's crazy. We're going to do it with the positive showing that direction, okay? And I'll tell you why when I figure out why I'm doing it. You know, I do a little different than some guys on the internet. Some of them guys like to use old junk batteries. And I don't know if it's because it adds excitement, but I'm just not into BSing anybody. You know, I ain't gonna spend all day with 5 vehicles and jumper cables trying to get it started. What a waste of time. And I don't know if you guys want to see it that way, but I don't. And so I just assume you don't either. So there we go. There's 3 batteries for right now, and they're not going to fall off of here because the bolts go down pretty far. I'll get some nuts and some big fender washers later, and we'll cinch that thing down. For now, it's fine. All right, so next we need some battery cables, and I'm not sure I have any, so this may be where we it's been, you know, it's been a year since I unstuck the injectors on these, and I expect them to not be stuck, but I do want to check before I go, you know, just throwing the coals to it, and then wondering why it's stuck at, you know, wide open throttle on all the cylinders. We wouldn't want that. All right, I'm gonna get a bar, and I'll bar this thing over, and we'll see what comes of it. It looks like it's gonna be, okay, 1 1/8 inches probably. I'll be right back. All right, so I don't know what you can see or what you can't, but I'm going to okay, these injectors over here are all moving. So, and you know what's weird? This engine's old. This engine's old, but it has the one single screw racks in it. And the 12V92 is new compared to this, and it has 2 bolt racks. And I don't understand the rhyme and the reason behind it. This engine's ready to run though. This thing is not stuck. I had hoped that it wasn't. We'll look at the other side too, but you know, when I'm rolling it over, I see the springs are easy, push it up and down, and the metering rod or whatever you call it. The fuel rod goes in and out of the injector perfectly fine. I just don't think a year is enough for it to stick when you use modern premium diesel. I don't know if that's a thing. I just think it's good. People say it's only good for 6 months, but I believe it's good for longer than 6 months. As you know, I just saw by looking at the injectors, and it has been almost a year exactly since I started this. So this infamous exhaust pipe is broken. Those things are super salty expensive online, and I don't really want to buy one, so I'll probably just try and make one, and then if I give up on making it, then I'll just buy it. Okay, so this injector's coming up, so it's not stuck. Those injectors, that injector's going down. Let me just, yeah, those are good. This thing doesn't need anything. This has the tall valve covers and does not have jakes installed, so somebody stole them. And when I say steal, I mean somebody sold them to somebody. But the good news is I have a brand new, in the box, complete 8V92 jake brake set. I never even opened the box. I bought it from a guy I never met before online. He shipped them to me. I never opened the box to see if that was actually what was in it, but shame on me if it ain't. See if we can cut these cables off. And we're gonna do it right here, one at a time. And these are ratcheting brush cutters. And it should just go right through there. No big deal. We'll skin this back. I'm going to come up through the bottom of the battery box. I don't know how it's going to be when I do it for the final draft, but for right now, I think I'm going to do it this way, and I'll double check. This one is the positive. All right, so I got the battery cables run. I'm going to come down here and hook these up. Okay, so if I hook this up, red light should be on. Yep, I can see it. You can see it? Okay. All right, so there's no fuel in the filter, and so it's not going to start right off, which is fine. I want to check the oil anyways. Let's see. Okay. So we got a really big oil leak because I forgot that this, I forgot that I used the oil pressure gauge on the 6V. So it started right up just off the fuel that was in it, and we'll call that a win. But now let me get some oil dry. All it's actually got some in it. Which I find strange, but okay. 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 All right. Let's see. All right, so I put some fuel in the filters. So it should just take off and run. Hopefully it doesn't hose me down with any oil. Let's disconnect these. And word on up. Okay, so it wouldn't be me if it didn't have a huge ass leak. Be back. All right, that's awesome. So I got carried away. I didn't run the checklist, and the return fuel line was flowing. Whew, that's fine. No big deal. Let me catch my breath. I'll plumb that return line into that tank over there, and we'll go again. I'll be right back. Okay, so I wasn't able to do what I thought I should be able to do, but because I don't have the right fittings. But we're gonna start it back up. But this time we're gonna let it exhaust the return fuel into this jug. and we'll just run it like 5 more minutes. I've already misplaced the wood I brought over to hold that elbow up. But man, this thing sure runs good, doesn't it? All right, let's fire it up. Tack. Oh, my wire. One of my wires broke. Isn't it magical? All right, so what you couldn't see from over there is I was putting the transmission in gear and running it through the gears. Now obviously I don't have a clutch hooked up, so I wasn't able to like clutch and shift, but I just matched the RPMs and got it into the gear, and you know, I didn't hear any noises from the transmission. So, you know, I think it's going to be good. It's over full on fluid. It's got a 5-gallon bucket in it. It doesn't hold that much, but I did want to get all of the bearings coated in oil, and I think that little run right there just did. And so, you know, for today, I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I don't even have to really, I'm not going to run it again, but for the most part, I'm super happy with that. I'll disconnect the positive cable. It really can't run the battery dead because the only thing that's hooked up to it is the starter motor. But man, it really runs good. It needs oil change. Now I need to I really need to focus on getting this mess cleaned up. It looks like it might rain, and I don't want to run that diesel fuel filled oil dry all over the yard. So I think that's it for now. Hey guys, all right, so that's it. Got the mess cleaned up, the biggest part of it anyways. Doesn't look like it's going to rain, but tomorrow I'm going to grab the forklift. I'll move that truck back out of the way. I'll get some dish soap, you know, hot water pressure wash this whole pad because it's a mess. It looks horrible. My dad would kill me if he was still alive. I'd be dead for making a mess out here. This used to be the best looking concrete. Now it looks like trash. But anyways, Delores is running. Pretty happy about that. She's even pretty good looking. May have closed the deal today on a Peterbilt Cabover. I don't really like Pete's, but it seems like they're super popular, so I'll do it for the channel. I'm also going to try and close the deal on that Freightliner on Monday and get that here. And there's one more super surprise, and it's, excuse me, there's one more super surprise, and it's the last truck I'm going to buy. And hopefully it's worth the money, and it's a long ways away, and we're going to go out there. Hasn't ran in over 10 years. And we're going to make a trip out there and spend 3, 4, 5 days, and I'm going to see about getting it running and driving it home, old vice grip style, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, guys, appreciate you coming by. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.